Hey everybody, Dave here, and I want to send you this quick video message and let you know everything in our class that has been submitted thus far has been graded. I think I provided one person some feedback saying to give me a little bit more clarity on a goal. I was looking for a little bit more, but other than that, everything looks really solid. I've already been grading some self-care goals and the fitness plans. Those look really great, and I'm really excited to see where our class is at right now. As you may or may not know, maybe I shared this, I'm not exactly sure, but this is my first time teaching the HPE online version class of this class, and I've taught for many years the face-to-face and the hybrid, but as far as full implementation of the online, I'm excited to see where we're at because this is my first time teaching it, and I'm seeing a lot of really positive things. Most recently, I just finished grading the fitness plans, all three that have been submitted thus far. Remember, they're due tomorrow. The three that I have graded thus far that have been turned in were outstanding. So I'm really hoping to continue seeing that trend. Really, you're just answering the key questions, which are, do you want to be healthy or do you want to be fit? There is a big difference. Really, health is all about, I'll say, more geared towards heart health and just sustaining a good healthy heart and cardiovascular system. Whereas if you're working out for fitness, usually you have a little bit more time in your day, and the biggest difference between health and fitness is the intensity level. So for health reasons, you might be walking the dog and maybe counting that as some exercise. But if you're aiming for fitness, you're not walking the dog, you're running the dog, and the dog is running you. And and also things like HIIT workouts or really specific training regimens that include multiple areas, different weights or kettlebells or barbells, things like that. Maybe even CrossFit type exercises, some Olympic lifts. Those things create a really well balanced person in terms of fitness. And health is just as admirable. And just so you know, for the majority of my students, I want them to just achieve health, and that's difficult enough to achieve that level of movement and that level of health in our Western society. So, in any case, moving forward, the self-care goals were as they've trickled in, they've been really great to see the difference between emotional health and physical health. And it's nice to see, it's just a real kind of a general question or a general prompt that I'm giving you. So I know it can be difficult to say, what exactly is he looking for with emotional health? Well, that's kind of what I want from you. What do you think emotional health is? And because if I just streamline everything, I'm just going to get the same stuff back, and that's not what I want. I want to see as broad a spectrum as possible. It makes teaching a little bit more fun when it comes to grading. With regards to the most previous discussion around inactivity in America, a lot of it was outstanding work. One of the things that was kind of coming to mind as I take notes, as I grade, here's the notes that I was taking as I'm grading things. And the topic was around really, again, wellness or inactivity in America and how we're groomed towards a lifestyle of fitness or not. And I think a lot of it comes, there's a lot of fear-based, training regimens, like we have to exercise because of this, because our doctor says, and oftentimes I tell my students that facts and figures don't encourage people to exercise; they just keep them from exercising in the long term. So if you go to your doctor and they tell you you have to start exercising because of these statistics, that's a short-term remedy. We must get plugged in emotionally, figure out why we want to exercise. And to be honest, man, I don't, we just got a new membership to a local gym, and our family did, and I find it really difficult to go in there and exercise for a variety of reasons. But the main one is I've got to create a goal for myself. And so my biggest goal right now that I've set is to participate in an Ironman triathlon in July. So I'm now taking on new habits of swimming and biking, and I already run. But I find it difficult when I'm exercising with my kids because they don't know how to exercise. They're 12 and 14. So I need to do a better job personally of providing them with a fitness plan so that we can kind of navigate the gym while we're there, so we make good use of it. Because I totally understand that if you haven't really exercised before and you go to a gym and you're like, what do I do? So I'm really excited to see what comes of the fitness plan activity. I think there's a lot of resources here for you. And if you're a little bit lost, need some guidance, some direction, just let me know. But I think the most important take-home part is this has got to be about you and about what you want, and not trying to satisfy some teacher. And that so I'm saying get plugged in emotionally to a goal. Maybe you want to run the Shamrock Run. There's a 5K, 10K, half marathon, a 15K. All sorts of different levels of abilities can go out there and participate. And you can maybe do like a bubble run, a color run, I don't know. I don't know. There's so many different things out there, and I just want to encourage you to find something that you can kind of get emotionally charged about and excited about and train towards, and that's where we sustain the lifelong habits towards exercise. Additionally, let's see, the RPE and its connection with the previous lab, the variety of cardio lab, I think is what it was, where it talks about the RPE versus heart rate. Many of you are doing a great job on that one as well, being able to connect what your current heart rate is and what that means as a RPE value. So like if you're exercising at an intensity level of 14 on the scale of 6 to 20, that means your heart rate should be at about 140 or so. And it's gonna, you'll give or take, but the idea is to be able to connect that RPE with the heart rate. And you'll see this in a real clinical setting, maybe like in a cardiac rehab setting. You'll see the RPE values. You should also see RPE scales at local gyms. I know there's one in the fitness center at Clark College, and so that you may see them, you may start to recognize, oh yeah, I recognize that chart now, and here's how I can use it. To be honest, being such a cardiovascular, I'm really into cardiovascular work. Myself personally, I don't stop to take heart rates. I do more kind of how I'm feeling emotionally and how I'm feeling mentally during my exercise routine. And periodically I'll use my heart rate, but usually, I kind of already know. Like if I'm working out at a 16, I could probably take my heart rate and I'm between 155 and 165. So it is nice to learn that initially. So I wrote also something here, no clue what it says. So I think that's about it. 7.5 minutes, 8 minutes of a video message is long enough. If you're still hanging with me, I appreciate that. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to shoot me a reply email, and we can correspond that way. Also, I typically have Skype open during my office time, so if you guys have Skype, you can feel free to chime in, say hello, and ask me any questions there as well. You guys take care. Bye-bye.